Okay, so this is another video for Wusik Station 10 and just coding and showing what I'm doing. By now I'm working on the screw bar thumb. So I divided the image in three areas. So I have the top, the bottom, and the middle areas. And for some reason, I'm not getting it to show correctly the way I want. I'm trying to figure that one out. So this should be the top. I have the top, the middle, and the bottom areas. So just going to hard code here 200 pixels for the middle part and see if at least I'm getting the top and bottom parts correctly. Which seems that's not correctly right now. It's taking a long time to show on the screen. Okay, there it is. So here's the top, here's the bottom. And no, it's not correct. So I have to check why. So first I'm going to concentrate on the top area. So the pointer for the top should be 0 because it is the top after all. Oops, no, it's not that. I'm just going to put 0 just to be sure that it's correct. And let me check what it is. That source position and source size and destination size. So that all seems to be correct. And it's still showing incorrectly. Very, very incorrectly. So what could be happening? This is my file. File is on the cached files. Already in there. So what gives? What's going on in here? We have the positioning where I'm drawing the image. Then you have the size. Then the call itself, it's the image, and the search positioning and search size. Just to test this whole thing up, I'm going to just draw it at the top. See what happens. Should be patching from top. I don't know, it's not doing that. The image there is very incorrect. There must be something that I'm not getting. Let me check the size. Just to be sure, the size should be measure here. 47 is the size. Something simple that I'm overseeing. 46. Okay, 46 is good. Still not showing the correct portion of the image. 46 should be like this on the top. Okay. So X screw bar V. What happens if I just draw the decal entirely? Draw the call. position and the call. Just to check what what could be the problem. Maybe when loading, I'm doing something wrong and the call is not loading correctly. Okay, the call is there. We can see that the top and the bottom image that I created are showing correctly. Um, so why the partial not showing correctly? Draw part for the call. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try to pass the images and width 2 times to see. Yeah, there you go. There goes the code. Maybe the code for the draw partial the call is not exactly correct. So that is showing correctly now. Can put my position back. This guy can remove. Then I can go to the bottom area. And the bottom, need to get the bottom. Get y. Y is in this case going to be the height of the bottom area. And should show correctly now. See what happens. Then I can take care of the middle. And then I just do the math for. Oh, come on. What did I do? Ah, okay. So it is showing correctly in there. Let me see if in window mode it it works better with the captured program. I forgot to test that. Look at the screen there. Yeah, it works better. I'm going to leave in the window mode. Seems to be working much better. Okay, the top and the bottom are working correctly. So now, if the middle is large enough, we're going to draw the middle. And then now we can check if it's going to tile just the middle part or if it's going to tile everything. Then I have to draw in another way. Take some water. Yeah, just as I suspected, the middle is styling the whole thing, so that's not what I want. Um, that's not going to work out. So instead, I'm going to change the whole code. Maybe not for a while. I think I'm having three files instead. But it's going to break the skin files a bit having instead of one when I could just go and int. Then I'm going to draw every single piece of the middle area until it reaches the end. So instead of middle high here, I'm going to use um, middle Y. It's higher than 0. I just keep on drawing. I have to check in here. Let me put the variables first, then I'm going to check if it's going over. So this is going to draw, but let's say the middle part is smaller. So if draw is higher, equal middle height, draw equals the middle height. And we go draw size diminished by that. Should work. It should draw several pieces at least until it reaches the end. Or not. Oh boy. Okay, let me check the code again. So we start with the middle height is the thumb size minus the top and the bottom. In this case, the thumb size I'm setting to the whole height of the screw bar slot. So we get a draw size y equals the middle height, and y that's larger than 0. Oh, okay, I forgot something. I have to move the position down too. So also we need that too. So we move down. Yeah, that's going to work. So it moves down, checks what else is there to be painted, be drawn, and keeps moving down until it reaches the end, which looks like this. But already can see that it's overdrawing a portion here, so I have to check why. Because the thumb size, I'm already reducing, taking off the top height and the bottom height. So let's see what happens now. Oh, I'm glad in it showing in window mode. I can. Oh, it's going all the way down, going over that area. So how can I check that? Because I'm checking the size. From if probably slow, it should be the extra push down is higher than that. Well, extra. I think that should be correct. I was going to take the bottom part and remove what else goes above that. Yeah, that's correct. Now I can draw the bottom part. This is working for when the screw bar is full. So it's not going to do anything when the screw bar is not full. I still need to have a way to add more layers and check things out, but so far couldn't do this the way I wanted. But it's working. So it's a full screw bar, meaning that there's nothing to screw. It shouldn't be screwing right now. Screwing. So, but I'm leaving it like with the scrolling effect because I want to check some other things out. We're not going to bother with that for now, and going to add the other layers later on. Then I can check more layers, see what happens. Because right now the thumb size is always at maximum, and shouldn't be. So it's if it's more than one layer, or the layer is a longer, like it has more sound generators, it's going to show a longer layer. For now, I'm not going to bother with that. So the next step could say check the interface. I want to check why it's not setting its maximized when I have clearly set its maximized. So I'm going to check how to handle that. The resizing of the window, it's kind of working, but only here on the bottom right. I go from these corners, doesn't resize, but on this corner it resizes, but the wrong way. So it's something I have to fix. It's not hard, I just have to pay attention on the code. But at least I can already resize the window. Um, but by default, it's always going to be maximized. We'll have to check that out. This is done here. Around here, if I'm not mistaken. There's a place for the Windows stuff. Here. Open this guy up here, which shows his stuff in here. So have the mouse wheel move, this sizing. In the sizing here, I have to make the ratio bit bit better. Have to figure that one out. There is a way to do that. You just listen to the L parameter, if I'm not mistaken. There is a page on the Microsoft site that talks about that. And there should also be in here a maximize and unmaximize option. Check that as well. Right now, I know that when I close the window, it gets saved to a parameter. So don't remember exactly I do that, but there is a place that I check in here. So the whole process stops in here. And before that, I can see that I have set the Windows positioning from the user settings. I have checked for if it's full screen or not here on the top. So another thing I have to check if it's maximized or not. So by default, it always open in full screen. So if it changes to a window mode, want to change that, checking. So if it's not full screen anymore, you change it something. This is when you go to global menu, it change from full screen to window mode. What I want to add is set it as maximized. So user settings set value. Otherwise, it's going to be false, of course. So when I start in here, I'm going to create a max. So there is no maximize it. I'm going to create that. Suppose maximize value. So now I have to create this guy here. I'm going to check the window positioning variables. Can going to be by default going to be true. So if you just change it, it's going to well, it's going to be changing on the other part of the code anyway. Anyway, so now when I create the window, I'm going to check still showing should be like that. If I'm not mistaken, I can add here. No, it's not in. Check. There is a place where you can check that. I'm going to check if that works, but I don't think because that's not the same as the other guys. It, okay, let's try this. Right now, it's not going to maximize if I'm mistaken. Yeah, that's correct. We're going to put in full screen. Then I'm going to put in window mode back. I need you to max. Not this. It's not correct. That's what's Google for. I'll just use show window, I guess. Let's see if there's anywhere that already uses that. So see my see platform. So I need check something. S- Uh, I want to update screen positioning, so I'm going to put that in here. Maximize it. So hard to say. Where am I? Why is not showing my array? Is the maximize variable? Let's see. Let's see. Window maximize. Side. Pixel angle. Hmm. Window maximize. Oh, in theory, this should work. Yeah, that's good. Let's maximize it. But now there is one small problem. There's no place that shows that I'm not running maximized version anymore. So if I reopen, I was going to open it, maximize it again. So okay, let's fix that. Go on the start. We need to save this data now. Value. Oh, we save this guy. Okay, that's part one. And now when we change the size of the window, ah, what did I press? Ah, I have a key that closes a window next to control, and sometimes I press it. No big deal. And maximize equals false. There is a is it to check if this is doing what I want it to do. Let's search for that. Google is your friend. Sends the match to multiple different to maximize. So, okay, when you press maximize, it's going to call that and set and maximize it to true. Oh, I wish there is. And there is. This guy here is when the window set to normal again from the maximized position. Let's see what's going to happen. Should work out. No reason for it to not work. Unless I forgot something. There is a bunch of errors. Yes, I forgot this. No big deal. 2 points. Today is a very wet day in here. It's raining a lot and it's very cold. Well, not very cold, but it's 15 Celsius. So with the rain, it feels colder because it's moist and not very nice. Okay, so with the maximized, it retains the maximized. Now let's unmaximize it and change the size of it. Something else and see what happens. Okay, it no longer maximized, but it didn't take the size. Oh, I'm not saving the size. I'm saving only the window positioning. Yeah. Let me try closing, opening, checking why the window position is not also saving because it should be saving. Now I need to save the window positioning and also the size of the window. So let's check it out in here. Just before the start. So at which point I save this? I didn't see it saving anywhere. Create user interface. If Windows size front. Oh, I save it here. Now that's actually not a very good place to be saving this information. It should be on the exit of the whole thing. So let me check here. And right after we exit the processing block of the pixel game engine, then you set that and get the window size, which is giving me an error. I think the don't remember window size. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's getting that instead. Well, I could just use the previous window size information then. That should be okay. And the window positioning can also use the previous Windows positioning. Should work out. So I have my information if it's maximized or not. The full screen I don't have to worry about because it's set from the menu. Now I have to check when this information is use it again. Because here on the top I set the window positioning, but it doesn't seem to be using that information. Let me compile again and see if that either fixed the problem or the problem is someplace else. But at least the full screen is working, the maximize is working. So it should be like this. I close it and open again, finding the place. This window position seems not be used. Search for that. So from what I can see, it's script is set to true. Take a look and see what that's looking. Maybe I'm missing something there. The variable is not being used the way I want. Problem. Move it. Oh, I move it, but I think I know. I'm not actually getting the window positioning anywhere. It's not full screen. Get to Windows positioning. So if Windows position is different, previous Windows position that. Let's see if that's being triggered or not. Then I can also check the settings file to see if it's being updated with the new positioning. Hmm, it's not triggering. Nothing is triggering. Oh, that's really not good. Okay, so let's take a look at a few things. Get Windows positioning, X and Y, and it's getting from the correct place. Okay. User update interface. When this is being called, update interface. I think this is being called very often. So that's the problem right there. It's been called one time only. So we have to rethink this portion. I could check this more often. Um, this actually should not be in here. Not the right place to be. This is going to be run only one time. Instead, we're going to call this up here. Sorry, just had a hiccup. If it's not full screen, I'm going to check a bunch of stuff. This should work the way I expect. Somewhat. 2-0. Check why. On user update. And I have noticed that other thing that's not working is the reopening of the window. I have to check why that's happening. Because it was working before. It's something I changed it in the code. 2-0. Okay, that's weird. You give me 0. Of the window. It is also not giving me the size correctly. And the funniest thing is that it is triggering the difference. So it is seeing a different value. So why is not storing a different oh, that's a double value. Oh, okay. And here also double value. Okay. That would explain the problem. I can fix that, no problem. I have to now in this storing place. I have to take care of that as well. Correct, and that's correct as well. But of course, when I save this, I'm saving this as a double and fetching it as a integer. So I have to fix that. The double, all these are double. Instead, I'm going to transform as integer. And I have to remove the values from the file, the body. Okay, that's correct. Let's take a look at the file. There should be the correct values in here. X. And there you are. All the values are correct in here. Just those are double values. Don't want doubles. Oh, I forgot to remove. Okay, let's see now. It's still not reopening. I have to check why. But should not be a problem. 2-0. It's 2-0. Oh, she didn't save anything. What? Hey, that's weird. Ah, maybe I have to do like this. Just going to change a bit how it gets stored. Because for some reason it's not storing correctly. And before I start, I'm going to remove this guy and remove this guy so it gets to the default settings instead of showing a small window. Okay, so the default is maximized. Yes, full screen was the full screen. Oh, full screen is there. Here, full screen. I'm just going to remove it. See what goes on. Should open on a full screen. Okay, it's full screen now. Let me put on a window mode. -1. Oh, okay, I know. No problem. So let's see if that sticks. -8. That's the positioning. Well, it's maximized, so it's not a problem. But let's see if the non-maximized version is going to work. Okay, change a bit. It's terrible. Oh. Yeah, never mind. It's good. Let's go reload. Okay, it puts the right values in the file. Let's see if it's loaded up correctly now. And it seems to be loading correctly. But now I want to maximize it. So let's close and open again and see what happens. Weird. And refresh the file. Hmm. Click it, maximize it, but it didn't refresh the file. Choose 0. Hmm. Weird. I have to hunt down what's going on. Right after the start, I save the positioning. Is the start. Maximize it. Maximize it. Oh my. See again. No maximize. It's true. Screen positioning. Change sizing. Window maximize it equals true. Check why this is not being called. Not. Hmm. I close it again. Let's check why it's not being. Don't think that's going. That's not what I want. We need to check when a window has been maximized. I could check this and oh, I can check. Can use the get window placement. Check for maximized. If I can find a example. Well, it seems very straightforward. This is another thing I can check during during the update here. Get the Windows positioning. Understand where I get the information. It's on the flags, I guess. It's like to be this guy. That's the it's strange. That doesn't seem to be right. Not every documentation on internet is useful. This is for Unity. Not even C++. plus plus. Same one. Which doesn't. Let's take a look at the actual variable. Okay, we have the flags. Oh, we do have the show command. So if show command equals maximized. Okay, that should work out. Max window max false to from what I understand. I just have to worry about it. Three. Oh, they're the same. 3 and 3. No need to put this twice. The maximize goes through. That should work out. So I'm going to remove again all the information so it starts in full screen. Then I run in window mode and it craps everything out. So I have to check why the default size is not being set. Should save this here. Oh boy. Okay, so it was maximized. And it's not remembering. Maximize is 1. Let's try again. Check a few things out. I'm going to remove them. These two guys are not being called at all. Sizing is being called, okay. There is a few problems that I have to take care of. Not using that value for what I can see. I know what it is. I know now. Because this is being called before the window is being created and set to the right size. So I have to put this somewhere else. It's not going to work the way I want. Let's maximize. I'm going to close it. For this guy and set to 0. 0. Now, of course, I maximized it and it didn't detect. Have to run this somewhere else. And where? Maybe I could run this when I close the window. Before I close it, I just go like that. Yeah, I think that's correct. Let me put this in here as 1, meaning that it is set to maximize. Oh, come on. It is not. Okay, it's maximized. Close. See if it changes anything here. No, it doesn't. Oh, let's try and no longer maximize this. Change the size like that. Okay, it's no longer maximized. It's set different size and positioning. Yeah, now it's working. Now the next step is try to maximize again. See if it's going to stick. Yeah, seems to. Because I can check the status of the window after the window is destroyed. That wouldn't make any sense. So my worry now is the full screen versus the window mode. Now it's working, but reset the file and see if by default it's going to be maximized. Yeah, it's going to be. But when I unmaximize it uh, didn't look so good. So, but I have to worry is during the construction always pass some window size that makes any sense. So, what I'm going to go when I change from full screen. or if I change it to a not full screen window, should do something different here. No, not. Am I? I'm all over the place. So we get the display size and set the displays the maximum value. It's the ratio that. Oh, job. So I'm going to reset this file again. Start it is going to be full screen. And maybe I'm going to change the default. Oh, here it's show wrap. It's show like that. Check it out. Result. And we have to actually save these guys. Let me see if it's updated the window size. There. Here. Update screen size. Let's try again. Reset the file. Because even when running at the maximized window, I want to set a size. So when I go like this, it's at least some size. But it's not doing that. Screen size, date, date. That's not. Maybe as I was expecting, I have to do this in another way. I will have to actually save this information. And then I don't need to update the size or the size window because it's going to reopen the window. So what I'm going to do, save the information. And when it reopens the window, it's going to use that information up. At least that's the idea. Maximize it. I'm not saving because I already saved it. You're going to have to pass other information in here, which is not going to be that. To have the ratio. maybe 20, so it doesn't go too close to the corner. And we use the display. Check how I did in here. There we go. That should be an integer. It's going to integer 2. Let's hope it works. Save it empty again. Okay, sure. It's going to open full screen. Going to change to window mode. Still crapping up. Window mode 0. I think I have an idea why it's not working. Try something out. Erase everything in here. Screen. Hold. Still crapping out. Let's put in there. 20 and 0. Let's see. Something missing in here, which uh, okay, it's exiting and it's hitting this area in here. Try something different. Guy. Instead, showing 20 size display size. This guy. That should work because I'm reading those variables instead. That's why it was not working before. Now it should work. So let me again remove this and start over. Fresh settings file. Full screen, window mode. I move the window. I change the size. I maximize. I go full screen. I go to window mode. Around. Size. Restart again. And if I want to start as maximized, again. Yeah, that works. My scroll bar is kind of working now. So, okay, we'll stop for today and we'll talk more again tomorrow. So, again, thanks for watching and take care.